All right, you would think that I would have the script open after all of the conversation we had about what we're doing tonight, but I don't. But I think we're here, there, now. So here, there, now. We're here or there. I don't know. Good evening and welcome to the North Georgia Amateur Radio Regional Net, the newest, most interesting net in amateur radio. Tonight, we are live from Studio Vanguard, and we are linked in with the following repeaters.
Tonight, we're linked in with Bisky, Buckhead, Curry, Fort Mountain, and Hobbit.
Curry, like in the Indian spice? Is that?
I was thinking Steph Curry.
I think
Is it Curry? Curry Mountain.
I think that's Curry, yeah.
Curry Mountain. Been watching a little basketball lately, I guess. Yeah.
This net takes place every Thursday evening at 7 p.m. I would like to thank
all who have joined in our mission to promote and exercise the art and science of enjoying amateur radio. We further seek and cultivate and develop the next generation of radio amateurs, both young and old.
Have we been muted all that time?
I don't know.
Just Tony's was.
Just Tony was okay. All right,
I'm a little offended, but that's all right.
Your net control tonight is Atlanta 946 WQI. Wait a minute.
Whoa.
Wait a minute. That's not right.
That's not the right night.
No, it's not necessarily an FCC violation if you give the wrong call sign, as long as you also give the correct call sign. So that would be KN4HYN. My name is Justin.
And this is N4TVZ. My name is Tony.
And this is KR4HBU Rogers.
On this directed net, we will discuss this week's topic and other topics of interest. We will not discuss politics, religion, or any subject that becomes divisive or disruptive. Our goal is to bring people together and find common interest in productive and informative conversations. All conversations should be enjoyed as though our family members are in the room. Guest check-ins are welcome from anyone with a valid FCC amateur call sign.
So tonight's topic, we're going to talk about getting your FCC license.
Yeah, so we're going to try to go through some of that. We're limited in how much we can do live. We can show you the screens on YouTube, but none of us are willing to reveal all of our private information. We don't really have a bogus subject that we can put in there. So it limits us as to how far we can go into any of the screens. But we're going to talk a lot about getting your FRN, and after you've passed a test, getting your license. And so obviously everybody that's listening to us on the air already has a license. But there are lots of folks that maybe, let's break. There are lots of folks that may be tuning in on YouTube that do not have a license yet and are curious about getting their amateur license and how to go about doing that. So the process is basically, if you already have a GMRS license, then you have an FRN. Any kind of an FCC license means you've already got your FRN. So that's valid, and you can use that for your amateur license. If you don't have an FRN, you can go to the FCC Corps' website and you can apply for your FRN. And then you can take your amateur test, and once you've passed the test, then just like in GMRS, after you've applied for a license, you can pay for your amateur license or your GMRS license and wait for the FCC to respond. So, and I just got to note that Hobbit 440 is not on the air. That's interesting. Okay. Yeah, I guess it doesn't show up in the list either, so my bad. So, all right, thanks for that tidbit of information. And yeah, so
just to show we're live.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
So with that, I think, I guess we don't have any tips tonight, and I'm just trying to figure out where we should go next. I think probably announcements.
Announcements? That might be good.
All right, let me see if I can find those. See, that's episode 4. Is this the right one? Yeah. Okay. Let's reset and we'll get going. All right, Tech Fest is this weekend, January 31st, the coldest
Is
day, probably the coldest day of the year.
It was pretty cold last year.
It's going to be pretty cold on Saturday. However, the building, it's all indoors. There's no boneyard at this one. So come on out, and once you get out of the car and get inside, you'll be nice and toasty warm. There'll be lots of forums. In fact, our very own Mr. Ed Fong, Atlanta 557, I don't know what his ham call sign is.
I don't know what his ham is either off the top of my head.
Yeah. What's terrible about that? We got everybody's GMRS TAC numbers down, but I don't know anybody's GMRS call sign. Rogers, do you know anyone's GMRS call signs?
Just a few. The few the people that I hear every day.
Yeah.
But that's about it.
I mean, you know their
Two or
TAC
three.
numbers,
You know
right?
their TAC number, but do you know their call sign?
I know a few call signs.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
See,
I had trouble with my own.
Just a couple.
Right.
Yeah.
Obviously, yeah. So,
Like
all
I
right.
always hear Tom WRN W488. I just kind of love that kind of ring to it.
Well, he's got a
Okay.
good voice too.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are some call signs that are really good. So the Tech Fest, there's going to be amateur radio testing from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. $14 cash only. I'm sure they can make change. Bring a 20, you'll get some change back, probably enough to get a burger. And let's see. It says if there's going to be a government shutdown, we need to worry about. Go ahead and get your FRN early. You will need to have your FRN ahead of time. So if you don't have an FRN, then hopefully by the end of tonight you'll know how to get one, and you can get that taken care of before you go. And that's the case, I think, generally anywhere you go to get an amateur license these days. They expect you to get your FRN ahead of time. So
It makes it easier for them to file it, especially if you're doing it like online or electronically or something like that, right?
That's right. That's right. Let me break. All right, and we did mention briefly that Ed's going to be there. Hey, his call sign is right here. If I would have just looked, if I'd have just looked at the page I'm supposed to be reading, it's KQ4WEB. We'll be presenting one last time at the Tech Fest, 11 a.m. in a large forum room. This is your chance to learn firsthand about what Meshtastic is and attending the Tech Fest. If you have a Meshtastic device, bring it. And if you have any questions about programming or making it operate, it's a great opportunity to just get it fixed up. Whatever settings you have.
It's the one thing we talk about that we don't need a license for. You know, Meshtastic doesn't require a license. So if you're listening, don't have a license, Meshtastic might be an answer for you.
Yeah, that's a great way that you can get your toes wet and play radio to a limited amount. So I would encourage anybody that whether you have a license or not, Meshtastic can be a fun little playground in terms of being able to pass messages back and forth. So I think I'm going to bring mine. I have this massive list of stations that it's seen in the past,
Nodes.
but there's nothing current. It's like it doesn't see anything.
Did you switch over to the
medium fast?
Medium fast?
Yeah,
You did?
I did, but I think there's one more setting that I've got that's probably not right, and I'm not sure what that is. So I'll bring mine, and I'll have Ed go through it with me, and we'll get it working, and it'll be good. Coming up in February 28th is the 44th Dalton Ham Fest. That's going to be at 500 Legion Drive in Dalton, Georgia. That is the place where you can get, if you take your amateur radio license test,
Something about a salad.
at the Dalton Ham Fest, that's where you can get your very own free salad. So they have the testing at the, is it the Yellowstone Grill, I think is the name of the place.
I think it is now, yes.
It used to be Western Sizzlin', which I hear is making a comeback.
Western Sizzle.
Yeah.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, I hear that's making a comeback. So, but it's at the Yellowstone Grill, and the deal is that if you pass, or you pass your technician, or you pass for an upgrade, you can get a free salad with the purchase of a buffet.
Sounds like a good deal.
Yeah, and if you have any doubts, that's how Beauchamp got his nickname, Free Salad. So, also, it promises to be cold in February, and if it is, I'll bring a patio heater like I did last year, and we can all gather around and and we can sing campfire songs. Rogers is going to bring his guitar.
Actually, I have a saxophone.
No.
Oh, that's even cooler.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll. I don't know
We're
any
gonna draw
campfire.
in the crowd though.
I don't know any campfire songs that that
sax in it.
that have a sax, but we'll figure it out, and we'll sing campfire songs and warm up together. So the admission for the for the Dalton Ham Fest, I believe, is $10. Is it 10 or 5? Do you have it up there?
Boneyard's for initial 5 is secure. No, that's about to get a spot in the Boneyard. Admission $5.
$5 to get you in for your Hamfest enjoyment. If you want a spot in the Boneyard,
Another $5.
It is another $5. Let me break. And I tell you, I think that a number of people pay for the spot in the Boneyard
Just a park.
just to park there, because I keep seeing more and more vehicles in the Boneyard that are not vending.
That's a really good idea.
Don't do that. It's not that big a walk. Don't do that.
Okay.
I mean, if you're handicapped or if you really can't make the walk, then I suppose. But don't do that. All right. Here's some gatherings coming up. Just a couple, but let's get through them here real quick. And another reminder: we have to announce our. Has it been 10? It has been 10 minutes. KN4HYN.
N4TVZ.
KR4HBU.
All right, I think that covers us.
It's new for us.
All right, let me see if I get a thumbs up if that's satisfactory. I'm going to count on that's going to be his task now.
Is to
Every 10 minutes is to ding the phone so that we
Okay.
know that we have to. So you started it. That's all I can say is
that way we get participation.
All right, so in Kennesaw, speaking of Mr. Ed Fong, the Meet and Geek is coming up on February 10 it's going to be at noon at the Old Town Grill on Cobb Parkway. That's a Tuesday, February 10. It's around the corner from McCollum Airport in Kennesaw. Bring your radio or Meshtastic programming issues to discuss and resolve. They'll have a mobile test bench available after lunch where they can test and program the most popular radios or help you set up a Meshtastic node. Reach out to Ed, Atlanta 557 beforehand, or on the air or via email at wrqg806@gmail.com. And there was a call sign. There was a KQ4WEB. I think you could probably call out. I'm fairly certain that Ed monitors both the ARA and GMRS.
I'm sure he does.
Most of the day. So if you want to call out to KQ4WEB for more information about the Meet and Geek that's coming up. The Peachtree Corners Brunch meets the third Saturday of every month at JR's Log House in Peachtree Corners, 6601 Peachtree Industrial Boulevard. It's a great breakfast, very affordable, very tasty. Their next gathering is going to be February 21. Join everyone at JR's Log House. Discuss what we're looking forward to with radio units this year. Always available to answer any questions, where you can bring the equipment with you for on-site assistance. So we had show and tell last time. And
I heard you went, right?
Yeah. Ernest brought a gizmo that I guess it attaches to your NMO mount, and then you can attach an NMO antenna to it, and it's got a little wire that runs inside with the. Is this a cliffhanger? Let me break.
I am so confused.
It's got a little wire that runs inside with a switch that says up or down, and if you flip down, it folds your antenna down before you pull into the garage.
I heard about that, so that Pamela can pull in the garage without damaging the antenna, right?
If she remembers to hit the button.
Well,
I mean, if you put it right there by the garage
I'm not
door
gonna
opener,
remember.
and that's what I'd commented to Ernest. I said, you're going to figure out how to incorporate that into the garage door opener button so that, when the garage door opens, it sends the command to lay the antenna down, so that you have that level of automation. He shook his head at me and said he
Work on that.
He didn't think he was going to bother with that
No.
much. Not overly complicated. But that's what we do, right? We take something simple and make it overly complicated.
We try to, at least.
Yeah. Look at this place.
It works though, as long as it works.
It's as overly complicated as we could possibly.
It
make
will work when we figure it out.
That's right. We have to retrain every week when we come here. If you have any questions or comments or news to share, please send it to Justin at ngagmrs.org. And that's it for the announcements. So I think if I look at this other page here, the next thing we have to do is start taking check-ins. Do we have the log figured out?
We have it. Well, we have it up.
All right. I wonder, because I have like 4 of them, 4 versions of it up here on my tab, so I may or may not have the right one. But let's see. I don't have different regions. It's not like we have, half of our members on flagship. So let's just open it up for check-ins. Anyone wishing to check into tonight's Amateur Radio Association net, the ARA net from North Georgia?
And maybe repeat your call sign maybe more than once.
More than once, yeah, because we're I'm all tuned up for TAC numbers. So my programming is to ignore the call sign and wait for the TAC number, and then when we're trying to log in ARA, I just ignored the thing I need to record. So maybe give your call sign twice. Help us out a little bit with that, and let's see if anybody's listening tonight. Net control standing by. Did you make any of that out?
Not a single word.
Net control. This is
I heard Bobby and Dana.
At the same time.
This is KQ4 MJL. KQ4 Mike Juliet Lima. Bobby over at the Vortex in Cleveland, Georgia. Checking in and out tonight from the Cure Heat repeater.
This is Kilo Zero Alpha Mike Tango. Kilo Zero Alpha Mike Tango. Colt, coming to you from the carbon capital of the world. Checking in.
All right.
This
Which
is,
one of us is logging?
Go ahead.
This is November 0 Delta Lima Mike and 0 DLM Dana up on the mountain here, and I'll be in and out. And in and out.
I didn't get Colt's. What's Colt's sign?
Oh my God.
I don't remember his.
We can look it up in that other tab. I think
Okay.
Bobby and Colt.
I heard Bobby's.
Net control. Net control. This is KR4 DDA. Kilo Romeo 4 Delta Delta Alpha from the big city of Livonia, hitting off Curry Mountain tonight. And I'll be negative and negative, sir. This is KQ4MJO. KQ4 McKenna Joseph O. Cleveland, Georgia. In and out. This is K4 HDE Kilo 4 Hotel Delta Echo Houston. Austin. Check me in and out, please. Net control. Net control, please check in week 4 Delta Golf Alpha W4 DGA Willard and Homer. I'll be in and out. Not able to hang around tonight. Net control. Check in. Whiskey 4 Zulu Tango India W4 ZTI Jerry
up here in Hart County, Georgia. I'll be negative and negative.
All right. Did we grab one for Bobby?
I'm getting it.
KQ4MJL. And Colt is, let me see if I can find him.
I got N0 AMT off the other one, but I don't
see Colt in here.
If you go back to the blank one. One that says blank.
Yeah, there's nothing there.
Oh. The 15th, sorry. He's right above, it's K0. But it still says, now on that one it says NA. Oh, no, that's one.
All right.
You want me to put your YouTubes over there if they don't have a call?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, either way.
Okay. We just like Miko.
Yeah. All right, let me go ahead and acknowledge what we have. We have KQ4WZN Brett in Hiram. And I see a KC1USS, but I don't have a name with that. Did that come from YouTube?
Yeah, they come from YouTube.
Okay.
Bob.
Bob, all right.
Eastern Mass.
All right, so we've got Bob. Oh, it's marked YouTube. It just didn't highlight. The log is very different than what I'm used to.
Well, it's highlighting, but it's just a shade light.
Okay. Yeah, I don't. Oh, yeah, in the box there, we've got Miko from upstate New York is YouTube check-in, and then we've got KQ4MJL Bobby in. It says Cleveland, but I'm sure he's at the Vortex.
Yeah.
So we've got you in tonight. Oh, by the way, just as a programming note, in the ARA net, we don't have the in and out feature. So if you're checking in, you're checking in, and we will call on you. Now, obviously, if you're not there, you're not there. But we're going to call on everybody in the ARA net. So just fair warning. Colt, is that? Do we get it? Is it? That's not right. And November 0. Alpha Mike Tango?
I won't say that's what I heard, but I think that's what I heard.
You think that's what you heard? It doesn't pull up, so
No.
I don't, but maybe that is right. I don't know. Anyway, that's what we've got for Colt. We have the Noodle, November 0, Delta Lima Mike, Dana in Dahlonega. We've got Kilo Romeo 4, Delta Alpha Gene in Livonia. We've got Kilo Quebec 4, Mike Juliet Oscar Joe in Cleveland. We've got Kilo 4 Hotel Delta Echo, Houston in Austell. We have Whiskey 4 Delta Golf Alpha Willard in Homer. We have Whiskey 4 Zulu Tango India Jerry in Royston. Kilo Quebec 4, Whiskey Zulu November Brett in Hiram. And I don't know if we can put that one in the log. Yeah, I guess we're going to have to. Mr. 10 Minutes, Whiskey Bravo 4, Golf Mike Bravo.
And he says over the air audio sounds great.
Okay, but
that's it.
Oh, all right.
So do you know which over the air audio he's talking about?
Yeah, he's listening to us over the air instead of under the water.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll be a little muffled then.
Well, usually. This KN4.
Thanks, Gary.
HYN. And you are?
N4 TVZ.
KR4 HBU.
All right. I think, that's only good for 10 minutes. So
10 minutes.
all right, so those are the check-ins we have. We did hear a couple of check-ins that were just buried in static, and we were completely unable to read. So if we didn't read off your check-in, it's because we didn't hear you or we didn't see you yet in the YouTube log. Tony is going through the logs on YouTube to add those in, and I'm doing my best to listen and see if we're still. Do you think we're still on the air? Or do you think we timed out?
I don't know. It's been a few seconds.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll break and see if we have any additional check-ins, and if no one answers, it could be because we've timed out.
I threw Ronnie up there on the YouTube side, up number 7.
Okay.
I missed him up top.
All right.
That boy needs to get his license.
He doesn't have a license?
I don't think so. You know what? Maybe, let me see. Is that NG? Yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah, we heard a station out there, but just not enough audio to be able to pull a call sign out of that. So if you can get to a better location, if you can output a little bit more power, any of those combinations of things might improve your signal enough to get there. Sometimes, if you can just speak loudly into your microphone, sometimes you're able to modulate through the noise, and we can get a call sign out that way. If you just get nice and firm and direct into your microphone, sometimes that makes a difference, and sometimes it's not. But we can give that a try. Net control standing by for any additional check-ins.
This is Kilo Romeo 4 Echo Kilo Hotel KR4EKH Dan in Marietta on a base station, but I will be monitoring on an HT. Probably you will not be able to hear me, so good luck.
All right.
This is
Kilo Zero Alpha Mike Tango, the Thunder from Dalton, Georgia. You had my call sign messed up earlier. Just let me know. It's Kilo Zero Alpha Mike.
There it is. So that should be a kilo
Yeah.
instead of a November.
This is Kilo 4 Kilo Oscar Papa.
Mark.
K4 KOP. Mark in Rome. Not sure what the topic is, but go ahead and put me in.
All right, Dan, we've got you and Mark, and we've also got that correction from Colt. So we've got Kilo Romeo 4, Echo Kilo Hotel, Dan in Marietta, on the base, monitoring on an HT, and he says, good luck. So I'm betting that he's the one that we weren't able to copy.
Maybe.
So
He had to go in the house.
yeah, it could very well be. But stick around, Dan, and when we call on you, I'll wait long enough for you to be able to get back to the base, and we'll see what happens. We've also got Kilo 4 Kilo Oscar Papa Mark in Rome, and also on YouTube we've got a check in from Ronnie,
The Velvet Elvis.
the Velvet Elvis. Seems like there ought to be an amateur call sign for Ronnie. Doesn't
He didn't log it, or he didn't add it to his YouTube, so I don't know.
All
what
right.
it is. Do you know what it is,
I don't know what it is.
Ronnie?
Ronnie, do you know
Are
what
you
your
listening?
amateur call sign is? Go ahead and throw it up in YouTube, and Tony will slide it on over. Anybody else who would like to check in on YouTube? Obviously, the FCC doesn't care about YouTube check-ins. So
We do.
If we do. If you have an FCC call sign, we'd love to hear you on the air, and we'd love to hear you see you check in on YouTube. But if you don't have a call sign, you can still get checked in.
Just leave your name and maybe your location.
Yeah, and a check,
First name
and a
location.
check for $85.
Well, that too. But
Well, I'm just kidding about that, but well, that would be nice.
Mhm.
But yeah, okay. Kilo November 4, Hotel Yankee November.
N4 TVZ.
KR4 HBU. Is that what we're doing?
You look at me, and I'm like you're checking somebody in or talking on it, and you just look at me, and I'm like, oh, that means I've got to say my call sign.
Yeah, that's what that
All right,
that's what that means.
That stare. So awkward pause. If everybody wants to know.
Yeah. Well, we're still trying to get used to this. In the GMRS world, we've got bad habits, and we're just trying to get used to this. On the amateur side of things, I think probably. I mean, Tony, how much time do you spend in a week specifically on ARA?
I monitor a lot. The base, one of the channels on the base at home is usually on.
Do you periodically call out to indicate that you're monitoring on it?
A little bit. Probably not as much as I should.
Okay.
And I've been trying to get in the habit, especially when I get in the truck, take off, make a call that I'm mobile.
All right.
You know, I'm trying to get better at it.
Yeah.
I'm not the greatest, but I'm trying.
What about you, Rogers? How much time in a week do you spend on ARA?
I haven't monitored. Let's break.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't. I didn't hear your foot go back down. That was slick. A silent key. No pun intended. But no. I monitor the ARA, but sometimes I throw out my call sign. But I don't know. I don't hear a lot of traffic all the time.
Yeah, I have intentions, and of course it comes on in the truck, but only if I remember to hit the acknowledgement button on the Anytone, because it defaults, it comes up and it wants me to acknowledge that it doesn't have the right date or time or something. I have to acknowledge every time I turn it on. So if I remember that, then I'm monitoring ARA, and if I don't remember that, then I think I'm monitoring and I'm not. So and then the other radio is monitoring GMRS just like it always does. So I don't spend nearly as much time as I'd like to monitoring ARA. There's so many radios on the property, and they're all GMRS radios. And
Yeah.
some of them can be reprogrammed but
Yeah, gotta get around to it.
I got to get around to it. And so in some of them, like the Motorola, I got a guy, but he's a busy guy.
Right.
And so I hate to bother him. And the way that radio is installed, it's an effort to pull it out.
Yeah.
And to be able to take it somewhere. So he almost needs to come here.
Wow.
And I've offered up the Tiki Burger, and anytime he'll come by.
That has been kind of cold to be in the Tiki Bar, though.
But that's where you got to program it.
I know, but it's cold.
No, so it's probably not going to happen this week. I don't think it's going to happen next week.
It's not as cold as Miko says. It's 10 degrees where he's at.
Well, we're going to be seeing that over the weekend.
Windshield -4, he says.
And I think we're going to be seeing that. I think we're looking at a 10-degree windshield tonight.
Oof.
So
It's getting there.
Yeah, and I think we're going to be seeing 10, 11 degrees on Saturday for the Tech Fest. So you don't have to be super bundled up, right? Because there's going to be heat in the building. You just have to have enough clothes on to be able to get from your car through the ticket stand, and it's free entry, so you don't have to stand in line to get a ticket.
Right.
You just got to go through that entry there, and then come on inside, and then you'll be able to enjoy the heat in the building. So don't worry about being all dressed up for outdoor activities, because we're going to be indoors, and it'll be good at the Tech Fest. Come see us. We're gonna be set up with an Amateur Radio Association table and a GMRS table, And we'll just be hanging out there for the day, and we're looking forward to meeting many of the amateur radio community as well as North Georgia GMRS. Let me break. All right. Okay. So let's talk about this FRN thing. Do you have that website? If you're gonna get your license, and of course, everybody I'm talking to on the radio has already got a license. So this would be, for YouTube folks that don't have one yet. And so if you're going to get a license, the place to start is to go to the FCC website, and you want to get your FRN number. Now, a real easy way to get there is to just Google, how do I get my FRN? And if you do that, there will be some suggestions that tell you about going to the FCC Cores website.
We have it up now, and that course, it actually has some videos as well, tutorials. I'm reading.
So there is some help right there within Google and within the FCC website to get through the steps. Now, there's no charge to getting an FRN number. One thing you need to know is that once you have an FRN number, you're good. You don't need another one. That one FRN number is good for as many licenses as you are qualified to get. Now, I did have to get a new FRN number for Julie. So Julie has her own FRN number, and I have my FRN number. Now, our GMRS license is under my name,
Right.
and that covers both of us. But she has her own amateur license
Right.
under her own FRN number. And so if you have a spouse that's going to be licensed in amateur, then you may have to explore the whole FRN thing all over again. One thing I want you to make note of, because as you're filling out for the FRN, it's going to ask you to create a username and a password.
That's where we're at now. We have it pulled up now with the username registration.
So the username is going to be an email address, and you're going to plug in an email address, and you're going to ask it to check for availability. And if you're using an email address that somehow someone else has, and it's already been used, it's gonna come back and say no way, Jose. So if you have already gotten an FRN number and you plug in your email address and it says this email address is already used, search that email address for your FRN.
Right.
Because you may already have one.
You may have got one in the past and not realized it.
Yeah.
Breaking news. This is just in from YouTube. TechFest has been canceled, moved to February 21st.
Oh.
Per Gary.
That's okay. All right. Well, I had asked earlier in the day, but I had not seen a response.
Again, TechFest moved to February 21st.
All right. Well,
hopefully it'll be a little warmer. Because for all those that are in the area, no, but maybe the YouTube people don't. We're supposed to get snow on Saturday.
Let's break. Well, I have to say I'm a little bit disappointed because February 21st, number one, that conflicts with Pamela's lunch brunch bunch. So there's going to be some difficulty there, but also February 21st falls within a time frame that I will not be able to attend. That's kind of a hard date for me. So we'll have to figure out how we're going to represent North Georgia GMRS on February 21st, Gary. We're gonna have to work something out. I will not be able to make that date. So that's a little disappointing. And also, I don't know. Do you think Pamela would consider moving her gathering to a different week?
Or either that, or when we had the gathering at Biggins that time, we kind of canceled, and then everyone went to Biggins.
Oh yeah.
So she may be in support of it. Who knows?
I'd have it at TechFest.
Pamela could have her luncheon at TechFest. That's right.
We're making all kinds of stuff up for you, Pamela.
One of the things that we really haven't mentioned, and we really should mention because it's kind of a big deal, but at the TechFest there is a chili cook-off.
Well, I heard something about that. I did hear that.
So you could definitely have lunch at the TechFest, and if you were so inclined, you could bring a pot of chili and enter it in the competition. And your chili might just be the chili.
Wow.
I don't know what the prize is. But, you know, if you didn't bring a chili, I think it's like $1.50 donation gets you a bowl of chili, and you can have one bowl of chili, or you can have, you know, 4 or 5 different chilies in a bowl.
That's not bad. Guess you try everything.
So when at the church that I used to go to in Fort Wayne, whenever there was any kind of a potluck, instead of bringing paper plates or, you know, any of that kind of stuff, the pastor always brought a muffin tin.
Oh, I see where this is going.
The muffin tin. That way you can have a sampling of many, many things in a small portion, because, you know, it's a muffin tin.
Yep.
So you're only going to put a little bit in each one of the little spots, but you got 12 choices.
There you go.
Of foods that you're going to have. So if you bring a muffin tin to the chili cook-off, you could be one of the unofficial chili cook-off judges, I think. So
I think tag number 126, Joseph.
Yeah.
I think I had heard him say he's going to be a judge
Well,
at the chili cook-off.
yeah, he and his wife, they're judges, like state judges for, I think, chili
chili?
or barbecue or something like that.
Nice.
Let's break. I believe that's true. I believe he's a barbecue pitmaster,
Right.
and he goes to competitions as an official.
They're judges. He and his
Yeah.
wife Galen,
Yeah.
1127, they're judges, state judges for that. So.
That's pretty cool. I wonder how you
Yeah.
get that gig.
That's a good question.
Is it all about the free meal?
I think there's probably more involved in that.
Because I mean, you know, think about it. When you're going to be sampling all these different, you don't really need to order a meal after that.
Yep.
Yeah, you should be pretty
I'm
good.
not sure if I like this one or not. Let me have another piece.
Exactly.
You know what? Let me try that one to go. I got to think about it.
When you ask for cornbread too, that may throw something off.
Well, you got to have the cornbread to take the flavor of the previous barbecue out of your mouth, so you have a fresh mouth for the next barbecue. So, I mean, the cornbread it serves a purpose.
And speaking of
It's
food,
the second piece of cornbread that they're going to have to.
well, that's true. Ronnie says, "Sorry guys, not yet. I may try to get a free salad in Dalton."
Oh, that's fantastic. I hope he does get a free salad. That would be great news. So, look forward to that. As far as I know, Dalton hasn't been canceled or postponed or changed. I'm hoping that that date stays firm and fast. But anyone who is planning on the Tech Fest like I was, I'm all loaded up and ready right now.
Are
I
you?
mean, in fact, I took tomorrow off, knowing that I would be doing the net tonight, which usually on Thursday nights, I can't sleep after the net.
No.
And
kinda
so
wired.
I'm kind of wired, and I have a tough time getting to bed. So I have a miserable day at work on Friday. So I took tomorrow off. That way I could be well rested for Tech Fest on Saturday. So, I don't know.
We got a free day. Free day.
Yeah. So now I'm thinking about all kind of possibilities.
When's Julie coming back?
She'll be back, I think, on Sunday.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah.
So you do have a free day then, don't
Yeah,
you?
that's right. Yeah, it's about as free as they come. So, all right, look out, world. Who knows what I'll get into? All right. So the FRN number.
Yes.
Very carefully when you do this, and here's what I recommend. All right, if you're not familiar with this, on most computers, you can there's a snipping tool. Do you know what the snipping tool is?
No.
Do you ever use the snipping tool?
No.
Okay, so if you type down in the search bar, snip,
Hang on.
it'll show you a snipping tool, and if you use that, it'll let you take a snip of your screen, and you can preserve that. So after you enter your username and your password, click on the little eyeball thing so that your password is displayed. Then you can take a snip
Okay.
of your screen that shows your password,
Ah.
and you can save that as a document, and you'll have a place that you can go back to
Nice.
in 6 months or
I have a book.
in a couple of years when you can't remember what that password is. It'll be in your documents forever. And with the way computers are nowadays, when you get the new computer, all that stuff gets carried over to the new computer. So I mean, it'll be there. So when you have to get your new license, you have to renew that license in 10 years, and you have no idea what that password was.
Right. Or when you upgrade.
Do you know where your password is and what your FRN password is?
Yes.
You do know.
I do know.
Rogers, do you know?
Yeah, because I use the same password for everything. So.
Okay. So once we figure out
easy.
what that one password is,
We're
we
good.
can get into every
I'm
account
done.
Rogers has ever had.
Oops.
Oops.
No, now I'm gonna get hacked tomorrow.
No, I actually have a book that I
Yeah.
had started, I don't know, a couple years back.
Is it published?
No.
That's
But
probably
it's
a
my
good
password
thing.
book, though.
Yeah, okay.
It's got every password, every
Oh, I got something like that, like written down, like
Yes.
a physical book.
Physical
Yeah,
book.
I have something like that too.
Okay.
Like a notebook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just write the same password in every page of the book? Is that
Sometimes it's slightly different variations.
all right?
So I do star, and then the little variation.
So-
Asterisk. Yeah.
Does your password begin with P and end with a D?
No, it's not that simple. You know what? Yeah, it does. It does. Yeah. How did you know? Oh my goodness.
All right. We might have to have a little bit of a
we're off the rails.
security update on Rogers and his use of passwords. But
Oh yeah.
so that's
All
one
right.
thing I definitely recommend because I had a bit of a problem. Let me break.
Right.
And that is when I went to get my look up my FRN for my to take the test for my amateur. I couldn't figure out what it was, and then when I figured out what it was, I couldn't figure out what my password was, and so I had to go round and round a little bit about that. So don't make the mistakes that I've made. Hopefully, you can learn from my errors and do better than I do. And if you capture that password, whether you use a book, whether you use that little snippet tool, however you do that, just capture that password because a lot of time is going to go by between now and when you have to renew that license. A lot of time. And so if you don't have that saved in some place where you can readily retrieve it, that could be problematic for you. Now, I believe there are some mechanisms in there to be able to reset your password. It is going to ask you for security questions like stuff like what was the name of your dog, what was your teacher in the 6th grade?
Right. You have a big list you can pick, and I think
don't-
you picked 2 or something.
I can't remember what
I think you
6th grade teachers' names were. Can you remember what your sixth
Oh,
Sixth grade
God.
teachers?
No.
I know some high school teachers.
Some of the high school, yeah. I remember Mrs. Farmer from elementary school, but I don't think I had her in the 6th grade. And the only reason I remember her is because I think I was in the 4th or 5th grade when I realized her house is just down the street from our house. We're neighbors. So, as an elementary school kid, that's kind of a big deal.
Right.
I mean, that was my first exposure to how small this world really is. And so, yeah, Mrs. Farmer. I have no idea where Mrs. Farmer is these days. But, yeah. So there's the chance to put some security questions in there. And that's what saved my bacon, is because whatever I used for security questions, I knew the answers to.
Did you have a childhood nickname?
I did not. I've never had a
Oh, tell me, pull
nickname.
it. Let's see. I'll
that
pull it.
stuck.
Hang on,
Let's see.
yeah. Let's go. Hang on, let's see if I go back into it.
Is it safe?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
What city did you meet your spouse in? The name of your favorite childhood friend? What street did you live on in the 3rd grade?
In the 3rd grade.
The middle name of your oldest child. I mean, the list is pretty long here.
So lots of security questions that you can kind of pick through, and I don't know if you're going to get 2 or 3 of those security questions that you'll provide answers to that'll give you a way back in. But I had to use those security questions to get my way back in. But all of that is to just say that very carefully record your FRN and your password and when you're at this page. The rest of it I think is pretty simple. It's going to ask for your address. It's going to ask for a phone number. It's going to ask for lots of stuff. Let me break. One thing I would caution anyone that is applying for a license, GMRS or amateur, if you have the opportunity to use an address other than your street address. Mm-hmm. So if you have a P.O. box, if you own a business and you have a mailing address at a business, if you're an employee, you might not want to use your work's email address, physical mailing address, because you could be fired, or you may retire, or the business could just be sold. So don't use that if you're an employee. But if you own the joint, then you might use that address. If you have a way of using an address that's not a residential address, give that a try, because that way when people go to look up your license in QRZ or in the FCC ULS, it'll come up with the address that you use rather than your mailing your physical home address. Now, it has to be an address that actually works, because if the FCC sends you a letter, they may send you a letter for any of a number of reasons. Maybe it's a notice of violation, or maybe it's just that they want additional information. Maybe they got notified that you have a felony conviction in Idaho, and they want you to explain yourself. Well, I don't have a felony conviction. I've never been to Idaho. Well, I have been to Idaho once, but you may get a piece of mail, and if you don't answer that mail, then they might terminate your license. And if they do that, then you're starting over. You'll have to get a new license. Once they cancel a license, it's done. It's over. Now, I think after a period of time, like, sometimes we have to wait for vanity calls. Mm-hmm. After a period of time, you might be able to get it back, but it might go into a pool, and if you've got a cool vanity call sign, somebody else might get it. So make sure you use an address that actually works, and that you will get the mail, and that you'll be able to answer that mail.
And speaking of address, I made a contact the other day, the other week, and I guess this is new to me because I'm a new ham. The guy sent the postcard,
mm-hmm.
and I think he was here in Georgia, but I guess that's a nice little thing to do when you send postcards and things like that.
It is, and there's a couple ways
in the mail.
Yeah, there's a couple ways that you can do that. You can just have postcards made up and just send them out whenever you make your contacts, which I think is the best way to do that, because that's very personal. And you can make a little note, great to hear from you on Saturday, and thanks for the contact, and look forward to hearing from you. Whatever. You can write whatever you want to on a postcard, or you can do like QRZ. If you enter in your logging, QRZ will go through your logs and will generate postcards on your behalf and send them.
Oh.
So there's a way. You have to pay for it, but there's a way to do that. And either way, I mean, you're paying for the postcards and you're paying for the postage. So it may not be all that different in cost if you have your own postcards printed up and you buy stamps. Postcard stamps are like 50 cents now.
Well, that's crazy.
Speaking of, I had to mail something the other day, a lot of something. Do you know that the post office doesn't meter mail anymore? You can't take a stack of envelopes and meter them.
Yeah, I've learned that. I thought maybe it was just my post office, but
I went to 2.
Okay.
I had so many to do, and I'm like, They were like, no, we can sell you the stamps. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, let's break. Kilo November 4, Hotel Yankee November.
N4 TVZ.
KR4 HBU.
All right. So yeah, if you have a bunch of postcards to send, stamps are expensive, but they're not so expensive that I think that we can still, as amateurs,
a lot
send
of them
back
are doing
and
it
forth to each
electronically. I get a lot of emails now.
Email contact instead of a postcard. I don't know that I've seen that yet, but
the QSL cards.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're the same card, but they send it
just
via
as an email instead of.
Correct.
Well, with the cost of postage, that's not a bad. It's not a bad
idea.
alternative.
Yeah,
so
they can print it out if they want to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. So I had, of course, this was several years ago. I was very excited about the whole amateur radio thing, so I bought a 3-ring binder, and I got those little insert pages where you could slip postcards into.
Like baseball cards almost?
Yeah, but bigger.
Yeah.
I mean, they're big enough that they'll take, it's like, I don't know, 3 postcards to a page, and then you flip it over and it's 3 more, so it's like 6 to each little plastic insert. But I bought that thinking that would be a really cool way to be able to preserve, but I've got, 4 or 5 postcards is all I've got, because I just don't spend any time in amateur radio. I'm in GMRS all the time, so I've got a really, really nice HF station that once we get the studio built, I'm looking forward to getting that set up and operating in there. I'll be able to string a wire all the way across the property, and that'll be
very nice.
Yeah, that'll be good. But I just don't have a place to operate right now. I have this space. And if I start cluttering this up with amateur,
I don't think we can get another radio in here.
We're already full up in here. We don't need anything else in here. So
we'll show people the look right now. The studio here.
Yeah.
There
So
it is.
we're and it's nice because there's only 3 of us, so we have a lot of room for activities. But
we normally have 4.
We normally have 4, and it's a little bit more crowded. And we end up having to crack the door open because it gets overly warm in here. But that's all right.
Which is surprising tonight, as cold as it is outside.
Yeah, I guarantee you on Saturday,
it
will be unpleasant in here. So that's just the way it's going to be. So yeah, I think so. The FRN, and once you've done that, your phone number is not going to get published anywhere. So it's safe to put your phone number in on your FRN phone. It's just your mailing address is the only thing to be concerned with. And if you don't care if people stop by and visit you or if people know where you are, then go ahead and put it in there. But if you do care, then make some effort, get a PO box or make some effort at having the address offset in some way.
Well, speaking of the address, and I won't go into the full details, but I had let's break. I had an uncle, and greatest guy, and he always said, "Hey, you're welcome to come over anytime, but make sure you call me when you do."
Yeah.
And he's ex-military, so I took that to mean what it meant.
Right.
No pop-ups.
Hey, that's I mean, in today's day and age, that's I think is perfectly reasonable. There's just no reason not to call somebody on your way there.
Yeah. Right.
But and also we live in Georgia. So I mean, in Indiana, it's a fairly common thing for people to just pop in. But it's going to be people that you know. And it's going to be people that you see, with some regularity. So that's a fairly common practice in Indiana. In Georgia, I've been told more than once, don't just show up.
Right.
So I don't. I always will make the phone call. And oftentimes I'll make the phone call before I even leave.
And
because
the farther out you go, too,
it
gets more prevalent that you just don't show up.
Yeah.
I think, like in downtown and stuff like that, some people expect it, or subdivisions and stuff like that. You get too far out of town, and you just don't want to be rolling up on somebody's driveway.
Yeah, that's right. So, all right. So have I missed anything with the FRN? We've kind of gone as far as we can go on the FRN.
Yeah.
So
be patient. It's a pain.
It is, and so it's a joke that's not really a joke because. It's only funny because it's true. But in GMRS, we talk about there's not really a test to get a GMRS license. But the truth is, the test is navigating the FCC websites. It's not easy.
Because you go somewhere else to pay your $35, I think it is, too, right?
Yeah, and that's what we're going to talk about next.
Oh, okay.
So, see if you can figure out the website for paying for your license.
Okay.
And we'll see if we can show that. But that's going to be our next area of conversation. But before we do that, let's go through our roster and see if anybody has any comments or if anybody wants to talk about stuff that I've forgotten. And I'll give you a moment to look at the YouTube comments to see if anybody has any great suggestions.
Somebody commented the IRS could always find you.
Yeah. So. Yeah, and they're not going to call you before they come.
No.
They should send you a letter. Unless you're Cody, what's that guy's last name? Detmiller.
Yeah.
Cody, Whistling Diesel.
Yes.
Yeah, they didn't send him a letter.
No, they just showed up, didn't they? Johnny asked if we were only online or we're on RF too. We do both.
We are on RF. We're on the amateur radio side this evening. So if you're looking for us on the GMRS net, you're not going to find us tonight. We are actually on the North Georgia Amateur Radio Association network. So it's 4 repeaters tonight. Normally it's 5, and we'll be up to 6 here in a couple of weeks, but we do have an outage at the Noonan site. So I'm not
Somebody's
sure.
close to Noonan, aren't they?
Yeah, he must be watching us on YouTube because Noonan
is.
apparently is down.
He's logged in or made 2 different comments.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, so let's go to our log here. Looks like Bobby is no, we have Brett's a YouTube check-in. Bobby is our first RF check-in. Bobby, do you have any questions or comments on FRN or any suggestions that we may have missed if you're applying?
And Bobby, do you have power back yet? My question. I know Bobby lost power.
Does he remember where he had it last time?
I don't. That's why I was going to see if he found it.
Yeah, if he found it. But, did he check his pockets? Bobby? Remember, if you whisper, they can still hear us on YouTube.
Come on, Bobby. Where you at, Bobby?
Kilo Quebec 4. Mike Juliet Lima. Bobby, you have any comments?
Put your picture.
KQ4 MJL. Yeah, you keep timing out that node over there. Were you asking me a question? All I heard was any comments and my call sign. So.
All right, Bobby. Pay attention to how much time it takes to time out the node because we are watching our timeout timer in here, and so we shouldn't be timing anything out. And if it's timing out, then we may need to make some adjustments in the network because we're paying fairly close attention to our timeout timer. So let us know how much time is going on before it times out. But the question was, did we cover FRN fairly well for you, or do you have any additional suggestions for anyone who's looking to get their FRN number?
Yeah, I think you covered it mostly pretty well, and especially with the screenshots and stuff. And Joe's got a timer running, so if we have a problem, we'll call you. But yeah, we've had 2 or 3 times where it says node whatever timing out. But yeah, no, you covered it good. Everything, all the information was there. I haven't done it in a while, a couple of years, but as I remember, that was pretty much the info that you needed to put up there. And like you said, that's part of the test too. Navigating the FCC website is definitely part of the test. But yeah, you seem to have covered everything. Sounds good.
Excellent. All right, Bobby. Well, thank you. And yeah, shoot me a text if you see what that time is, and try to make note of what the node number is when it comes and tells you that the node timed out.
Bobby, did you get power back yet too? I was making sure you staying warm down there.
And yeah, heat's back on, water's back on, power's back on, so all is good in the hood.
All right. Well, that's great to hear, Bobby, and glad to know that you're not going to freeze to death this weekend. So, all right. With that, let's continue on. Next, we have Kilo. Kilo. I always want to say Oscar when it's 0.
I know.
I'll figure out this amateur radio stuff at some point, but obviously not tonight. Kilo 0, Alpha Mike Tango, Colt. You have any additional comments for FRN?
Just here for the ride, my friend. I've got a bunch of things on mine. I've got a business band, and I've got my GMRS and my ham side. But no, just here for the ride. Y'all doing a great job. Thank you all. Kilo 0, Alpha Mike Tango.
All right. Thank you, Colt. Next, we have November 0 Delta Lima Mike. Dana in Dahlonega. Dana was in and out. In and out.
In and out. Well, you said it wasn't in and out. What did he say? Off?
I'm not entirely sure, but as Dana should know by now,
we're going to call on him anyway.
In the ARA, we don't have a way to mark him as in and out, so he can only be in. And if you're looking at the out button there on the log, that just simply doesn't even work. So, Dana, do you have any questions or comments?
Well, good evening, gents, and yeah, that applies to GMRS too. You never let me go totally out. So, you know, the only thing, I'm a big advocate of taking any of the tests, you know, whether it's your technician or your general or even your extra, online. Because when you fill out, you have to make a reservation, and when you fill the form out, you have to put your FRN number in there. So everything is all ready to go when it comes time for test day. And it was really a very pleasant experience. Let me break. Other than that, that is the really only comment that I have, and you guys are doing a great job as always, and I'll turn it back to you. November 0, Delta Lima, Mike. I'll be clear.
All right, that's a good suggestion. I don't have any experience with online testing, so
I took my tech Christmas Eve 2 years ago.
Okay,
on Christmas Eve.
Well, that's interesting.
It was. Yeah, I had nothing else to do because
Right.
the kids weren't coming home yet and all that. I was like, okay, we'll try it.
Yeah, very good.
So it went great.
And I can see lots of advantage. And let's face it, I mean, that's just the age that we're in, right?
Yes.
More and more things are moving to online. I was at Wingstop the other day, and you know I wanted to order some wings.
Right.
Well, the price on the board was like $75 for what I was ordering wings for everybody.
Okay, I was to say, were you hungry?
Yeah, no, you know, I was hungry. Yeah, and so, and I commented to the cashier, and she says, "Oh yeah, order it online."
Really?
Okay. So I get the phone out and I place the same order on my phone that I was standing in front of the cashier to place. It took 10 minutes, and I'm a little bit frustrated at how I'm not apparently young enough to be able to do things on my phone gracefully. So $62.
Really?
That's a significant savings. I mean, it's not like it was $3 or $5 difference. It was $12 or $13 difference. And so it's the age that we're in, right?
Yep.
As frustrating an experience as that was for me, it's not for so many people.
No.
And they're just very natural at doing that. And in fact, had I really been thinking, I would have just had my son place the order. Here's my card. Just place the order, and I'll pick it up when I get there.
We are getting to that age, aren't we?
Yeah. So I need to. I
Rogers
guess,
is not yet, but
no.
I'm getting there.
You can navigate that stuff reasonably well.
I can navigate it, but I'd rather not. Like I went into a place yesterday, and I'm like, to get my rewards set up and all of that, and they're like, "Oh, you got to do it through the app now," and I'm like, I can't just give you my number and you just type it in and do it that way. No, we got to go through the app. So I don't know. It's
getting that way.
Yeah, it slows things up a little bit, I think.
But we are sounding like sad hams. You know that, right?
Well, I suppose that
old hams or something.
Old I can accept. I don't know. I'm
not sad. I'm kind of happy.
Yeah, I have a certain rejection to the sad ham thing, but I don't know. We'll have to see what our audience thinks. Next on our list we have Kilo Romeo 4 Delta Delta Alpha Gene in Livonia. Gene, do you have any comments for tonight's net? All right, Bobby, you're going to have to wake up Joe. Kilo Quebec 4, Mike Juliet Oscar. Joe, do you have any comments tonight?
AQ4 MGO. Yeah, that was 7 minutes 30 seconds till you got to me. I stopped the timer. I passed the test on the FRN number. And then
That's
I
a
did
test.
hamstudy.org is how I got licensed. So, wasn't too rough. Made it through. That'll be back to you. Thank you.
Well, good stuff, Joe. And reset that timer and let us know if we time out the repeater again. I'm just curious as to how long it's taking to time out. Now, there's two things it could be. Gary tells me that I'm not when I reset that I'm not waiting long enough. And if that's the case,
quick keying?
if I quick key on a reset, then the repeater may not be resetting, and so maybe I'm timing out because the repeater itself didn't reset, and so even though we're watching the timeout light, we may still be timing out if I quick key on the reset. So that, Bobby, you may be right. You might not be right. In fact, it's more likely that he's correct, but he ain't right. I think that's the case here.
I'm with you, Bobby.
Yeah. So thanks for that, Joe, and keep an eye on that time for us, and that might help us out. Next, we have Kilo 4 Hotel Delta Echo, Houston. Houston, do you have any suggestions for getting your FRN? Did we miss anything?
K4HDE. No, sir, I don't think so. I don't think I have any questions on the FRNs. I know if anyone is interested in getting their vanity call sign, it's not a real hard thing to do. Go online and check and see if the call sign is available. And when you do get your vanity call sign, it renews for another 10 years.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, that's good to know. So if you're 5 or 6 or 7 years into your license, then you can, like I am. How many years am I in? I don't even know. I have to look at. Maybe I'm expired.
So I was 1 year in when I got my vanity. So does that mean I got 10 years from the vanity then?
From the vanity. So if you look up on the ULS, you pull up your call sign on the ULS, it'll show you when your expiration is,
right,
and your effective date. It'll show you all of that in the ULS. I don't
think
know.
QRZ's showing it too.
I don't know what QRZ shows.
It
but,
shows it. Yeah, you can look up the license and everything.
See, I can't
QRZ.
use QRZ for GMRS calls, so I've just learned to use the ULS, and I tend to use it for everything, and so I don't have all the ham habits that.
Ham habits. That's a new one for me.
Oh yeah. Well, not that it's a bad thing. I just,
you're right though.
But I can't use
we
that.
We do things different
in GMRS.
Yeah.
It doesn't get me anywhere at all. Like
no,
QRZ. So, thanks for that, Houston, and that's a good tip.
It is a good tip.
Or reset the reset on your renewal.
Why does the ham or the vanity sign take 18 days? If it's available, it's available, right?
Well, maybe they're just vetting. I don't know. I don't know how any of that works. Probably they're going to say 2.5 weeks, so that they can rubber stamp a piece of paper somewhere. And maybe they're doing it virtually now, but
right.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
It's one of these things. So we have for the longest time, when we need mileposting data from our GIS team.
Mm-hmm.
It takes 17 days to get that GIS data from them, 2.5 weeks, almost no matter what. And we've just recently learned that it takes that long because it takes that long, not because that's how long the process is to run.
Right.
It's because that's what the rule that they've set is, and they're not going to deviate from that.
Ah.
So they can provide
that's the policy.
data. They can provide the data immediately because the computer will give it to them. They're just not going to.
Well.
Yeah.
Is that a government institute?
No, that's within our own. Within
your
our
own department.
That's with our own company.
Oh.
So that particular barrier is being shredded this week. We are calling people out for that, and so anyway, that's I had been under the impression that there was some big convoluted process that had to be gone through to get there, and that's not the
Number
case.
crunching wasn't the factor.
That's
right?
not the case at all. So, yeah, they hold fast to that, and they pretty much don't want to deviate from that, because if they do it for once, they'll have to do it forever. And I think they're going to do it forever now that we know. So, all right, Houston, thanks for that. Next we have Whiskey 4 Delta Golf Alpha Willard in Homer. Willard, do you have any comments for us tonight? Oh, we better identify.
Yeah.
I didn't get a.
You didn't get a text?
Yeah. Oh. I did get a low balance notification from the bank, though. That's helpful.
That's not good.
Yeah.
I don't think Willard's there.
I don't think Willard's there either. Kilo November 4 Hotel Yankee November.
N4 TVZ.
We just talked about this.
I was looking at the log going, where does he read that from? I swear.
KR4 HBU.
All right.
All right.
We think that Willard's not there. We're going to move on to Whiskey 4 Zulu Tango India Jerry in Royston.
I'm still listening to you guys, but no comment. Thanks for calling on me.
All right, Jerry. Thanks for hanging out with us. Appreciate you being there. Kilo Quebec 4 Whiskey Zulu November Brett in Hiram. Do you have any comments for the net?
That's a YouTube.
Oh, he's in there twice then.
Is he?
Yeah. Yeah, he's up there at line 4.
Ah, okay.
Maybe he's trying.
But they're both YouTube, so I don't know why you called him out.
Well, I didn't, because I didn't look at the I didn't look at the checkbox. I can't see the check in and out. I can't see the YouTube checkbox either. Brett, we've got you marked as YouTube. Same thing for that Whiskey Bravo 4 Golf Mike Bravo.
I don't think he could get on. Wait, the repeater's down.
He's a YouTube check-in, so no comments from Gary. Next we have Dan. We have Kilo Romeo 4 Echo Kilo Hotel. Dan said he was on his base. But he was going to be monitoring on the handheld, and good luck. So let's see if
bring it, Dan.
My guess is this was the first check-in that we could not make out at all.
Right.
So if you're on the HT, Dan,
try it
nice and loud into that thing. Let's see if we can hear you at all. We could almost make that out.
I say Dan
right
had
on
the most to say of anybody tonight, but yet we could not hear him.
Well, I mean, we could hear him, and we could make out about 1 out of every 3 words.
Right.
I heard the word bass, and so I think he was maybe talking about how much better his signal is on his bass, because it was bass signal
loud
was
and clear,
great.
full quiet.
So I don't know if he could use the bass antenna and just run something over to his HT just to be able to sit in the easy chair and monitor. I don't know. But anyway, Dan, thanks for playing along. I appreciate you making the effort, but we weren't able to read any of it. Say hello to Julia for us. And with that, let's continue with, I bet we can hear Mark. Kilo 4 Kilo, Oscar Papa. Mark, do you have any comments? And
what's up, Mark?
Anything you think we ought to know about your FRN?
K4KOP, Mark in Rome here. Good evening, Justin, Tony, and Roger. It's good to hear you. Y'all are sounding good this evening. No, nothing to comment about the FRN other than I wish they would offer a lifetime license or 20 or 30 year. I think people would take advantage of that and not have to fool with it if they were happy with their license. So So I guess that's my only comment, and I'll send it back to you. K4KOP.
Like a voter registration, once you're on there, you can't get off.
No comment.
All right. All right. Well, I can imagine reasons why you can't get a lifetime license, but
yeah, but I agree. Maybe 10, 15. Well, it's 10 now. Has it always been 10 years? I didn't know. I don't know. Has it been shorter at 10 years? Always been 10 years.
It's been 10 years. Oh, let me take the mute off. It's been 10 years as long as I've been involved.
Yeah.
When I first started, the GMRS license was only good for 5 years.
Right.
And it was $70.
Right.
And then, right about the time, right after I renewed in 5 years, they made it $35. And then, so at the 10-year point, I had to renew again, which was nice to renew at $35, but it was still only 5 years. So now I'm under the 10-year renewal at $35, but I got ripped off twice.
Well, like your driver's license, if you pay a little extra, I think you can stretch it to 8 years, I believe.
Is it 8 or 10?
8 or
I
10,
think it might be 10.
Maybe 10, but you can stretch it a little bit.
I wonder if my driver's license is expired.
That's not the show we're on.
Oh,
That's a different show.
I'm gonna have to check into that.
But think of the difference. Mark, wow, you're coming in loud and clear, buddy.
Yes, he's got a great signal
Station,
coming
yeah.
in here.
Great.
All right, so the next several entries on the list are all YouTube entries. We've got Shanna, David, Mark, Ed, and Jay, and we've also got a YouTube entry from Kilo Mike 4 Uniform Echo Charlie. Did we get a name on that one? We've got you in the log in any case. So I'm going to give Tony a chance to kind of dig through and look at YouTube comments and see if there's anything we want to bring to the conversation. And with that, we're going to kind of transition into now. Once you've got your FRN license, your FRN number, whether it's a GMRS license, you need to go to the FCC to apply for GMRS. And there's good information on Google. Again, if you just Google instructions to get your GMRS license, there's a number of tutorials that are out there for that, and there's one on our own web page on the GMRS side for that. So you can use any of those. Now, the one that's on our page might be a little bit dated, but it should still be relevant enough to get you to a GMRS license. At that point, you're at the same place as you would be if you were testing for an amateur license. Once you've taken the test or you've applied for your GMRS license, the next step at that point is to pay for your license. Now, in either case, it's $35, and in either case, it's a 10-year license. The difference at this point, let's break. The difference at this point is primarily that your GMRS license is going to cover you and all of your family members, whereas an amateur license is going to be individual for you only. And if your family member wants to have a license, or if you want to be able to communicate with a family member using amateur radio, that person's also going to need to have their own license after they've taken their own test. So at that point, that's really the only big difference between GMRS and amateur radio. So are you able to
the name on that is Old Man Prepper.
I think we know who that is. He's been a
Lamar, or is it?
I
Maybe
think
Dawsonville.
Yeah.
Location.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think he's been with us for a little while. So that's good stuff. Looks like we've also got Jim in here checking in from YouTube. Kilo Oscar 4 Mike Kilo Papa. Thanks, Jim, for checking in tonight. And yeah, I think so. At that point, now we got to pay for a license.
Yes. And I'm on the ARL or ARRL website, and they have a walkthrough of the cores of the payment plan as well on their website.
Yeah, I would recommend using some method of tutorial for that. And there again, we would take you through it, but all we can do is show you the first page.
Right.
Because without actually having a bill to pay.
Although we might know Roger's password. We could. Well, never mind. Oh, he's sitting here. Right. Sorry.
Yeah. I think it starts with a P and it
Ends
ends with a
Ends
D.
with a D. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Oops.
But yeah, they have a pretty good walkthrough. It looks like on ARRL.org.
Excellent. All right. Well, then definitely do that. Like I said, I would like to be able to show step by step here, but we are limited in, if we had someone who was going through the process of getting a license that we could just, publish all their personal and private information over YouTube. We could go through all this, and that's the challenge that we have is we don't want to put any of our own personal information out there on YouTube, and we don't really expect anyone else to do that too. So, at some point, we may be able to figure out a way to blur that stuff out live. But doing a live program makes those kind of tasks very challenging. So
We're short-staffed as it is.
He's not all that short. He's taller than I am.
Well, both of us, but still.
Yeah.
Well, and this is the thing, and we're looking at the FCC site that Tony just pulled up. If you need video tutorials for every step of the way, something's wrong.
Can we make it easier?
Come on.
There are actually videos on the FCC's website.
So they know it's bad.
Yeah. Let's break. And that may, we know that it's bad just because of
the
challenges.
Thing?
So many people. Yeah, if you want to, there's so many things we could say about that, and I think everybody knows exactly what the thought is. So it's just not the best. If Amazon were designing the website, it would be 3 clicks, and you'd be at your credit card page,
and you'd probably get it the next day.
And you'd probably get it the next day. So I think that there's a lot of room for improvement in the government websites, but who's going to pay for that? And things just get so complicated whenever you do things by way of government. So, the shuttle program. Here's a perfect example of how people think in terms of government. And not to get political, but so the shuttle program is obviously it terminated, right? Mm-hmm. And the shuttle program was just a phenomenal piece of engineering. And that spacecraft was so amazing in its capabilities, in the amount of cargo it could move, the duration that we could put people in space for extended periods of time on the shuttle. Just an absolutely amazing piece of technology. But part of the cost related to operating the space shuttle is related to the fact that they wanted vendors from every state to be involved in producing parts and stuff for the space shuttle.
Which is a noble thing, but...
So in some cases, we're not buying the cheapest part. We're just buying the part from Indiana because we don't have an Indiana part yet.
Yeah.
And we're not buying the best part. We're just buying the part from Missouri because Missouri's not in it yet.
Mm-hmm.
And so in some cases, it is the best part. And it doesn't make any difference how much money you spend on the part. That's the part, and it's the best it can possibly be. And in some cases, you get what you get.
Right.
Because we don't have that many space-based industries in Nome, Alaska. We don't have that many opportunities for that kind of technology in Illinois or in Wisconsin or in Arkansas. So we complicated unnecessarily the space program because it became political. And I think that had we avoided that, and that's what you've got with SpaceX, right?
Right.
You've taken all the politics out of that.
Streamlined
They're
it
looking
all.
for the vendor that can provide the material, the best quality at the best price, whatever level of service that they're looking for. And so they're able to iterate and change things on the fly because they're not beholden to suppliers from X number of states away. They just do it as they see fit. Let's break. And that's what you get when you engage in government programs and government things like websites, is how many vendors did the FCC have to use in order to put that website together?
What was the thing where they were using paper still in the cavern.
That had to do with government employees that wanted to retire. It took something like 60 days to be able to process
they had to take
the paperwork.
papers down into this cavern.
It was an old salt mine.
Right.
And so the old salt mine had been retired, and they had all this space underground, and so they turned that into, I think is a great idea. I don't know what the environment is like in a salt mine and how well things can be preserved in that space. I would think that anything metallic would be short-lived.
But I would think we would be transitioning away from paper.
Well, I think that's happening now, but I
would have thought it happened before now, but
yeah, like 30 years ago.
Yes,
when we had the ability to scan a document electronically.
Right.
But yeah, so I think that's part of what we face, and why the website is as convoluted as it is because it's developed in that political environment that requires unnecessary complication, so that we can be sure that the right number of people from various places are able to put their hands in it and be involved. And unfortunately, that's an aspect of government I don't know that we're ever going to escape.
No.
But we'll move away from that and move right back into getting your license. Can you guys think of any tips or tricks that we need to be aware of when it's time to go to CORS to pay for your license? You guys have both gotten your license more recently than I have.
Right.
When you experienced that, did you have any issues? I mean, they take Visa and MasterCard. Do they take American Express and all of that, or are you limited in card choices?
They do take American Express. I don't know. I just know that patience. When going through the first day, I had to kind of sleep on it. And I'm like, this thing can't be that bad. You know, get my GMRS license and FRN and all of that. So I had to look at a tutorial on YouTube.
Right.
And just go through it. And so, yeah, you got to have a lot of patience before you even get to that payment system.
And one thing I do remember about my GMRS license is I applied for it on a Friday. And I didn't get my license until Monday. Not the Monday after the weekend, but the Monday after the second weekend. And it's not like a test had to be graded, you know. It's just a matter of the application and the payment, and still it took 9 or 10 days for me to get a license issued. And I just couldn't understand why it took so long for that to happen. Let me break. So that's one thing, like Roger says, be patient, both in filling out the information on the website, and you know, if you get to the place where you're frustrated, take a pause, open another tab on your computer, look at some videos, sleep on it if you have to, because even if you finish everything and make your payment tonight, you're still not going to get the license tonight.
No,
because don't they
you're
have
not
to do
going to probably get it tomorrow either.
Don't they have to do a background check or no?
No.
It's not so much that they're doing a background check. It may seem like they are, but I think that they're just doing a process check to make sure that you are who you say you are, and that your payment is good. And you know, they may have, it may be like the GIS folks at Norfolk Southern that have this process that it takes this amount of time, even though it doesn't really, but they don't want to be put into a position where they have to respond more rapidly, because now we know that they're capable of it. So it has created problems for us in the past that have actually caused significant delays. And now that there's an understanding that there's costs associated with that, answers have to be given. The FCC is not going to answer to us. So they're going to do what they do, and they're going to follow their processes, and that's just something that we have to accept. So, but let's go through the roster again and see if anybody has any additional comments or questions about getting an FCC GMRS license and any challenges related to CORS and making a payment. We'll start off with Bobby again, and we'll check in with Bobby and see if we've timed out again since. I've made a point of extending our reset time, so that hopefully we're not we're not failing to reset on that repeater. So, Bobby, did that make any difference?
KQ4 MJL. Yeah, now you guys are good and doing good this time. Joe says 7 or 8 minutes. He didn't get a timeout, and you were taking enough breaks in there. So yeah, since we discussed it, you haven't timed out. So yeah, that's all working good. But no, yeah, everything you've said so far about the license and stuff is good to go. And like Roger said, you got to be patient. Yeah, it took me and Joe, I guess about a week, and then I figured out that, we were up and running, so I called him and said, yeah, we got to pay for our licenses, and that's how our numbers got so close. And yeah, but it is a patience thing, and we didn't have to wait as long as Rogers did, but you do have to be patient with it. It's government. What are you going to do?
No, that's for sure. I tell you, that's one of the reasons why I'm probably never going to get a vanity call, is because however it worked out, and I don't really even know how this came to be because it's not something we asked for, but Julie and I have a sequential call signs, and so I don't know that I want to change that. That's just unique enough that I want to hang on to.
Yeah.
That's vanity in a different way.
I guess unless you could find two vanities that are real close to each other.
I don't even want to look.
No?
I just want to hold on to this just because it's it's just that chance. So I think that's pretty cool. But
and it's like how we do our TAT numbers here. Usually family try to stay together.
Right,
so
right.
That's good.
Well, yeah, and we have a little more control over that than we do call signs from the FCC that were issued allegedly randomly.
Right.
But we took the test together, so I guess when they submitted our test, they must have been submitted
sequential
together. And of course, I paid for everything all at once, so maybe that's how the call signs became sequential. But I don't know. Something as simple as that, the government still has this magical method of randomizing and screwing things up. So I think it's just remarkably unique. But that's
cool.
That's just what I think. Next, we've got Kilo Zero Alpha Mike Tango Colt. You have any comments or suggestions related to paying for your license through Coors?
No, I'm just looking for. I got my vanity call sign. I kind of feel like I'm maxed out in that way. I wish I could put some glitter or some spiciness on my call sign and make it stand out a little bit better. But until then, back to you, Net Control.
Yeah, I tend to steer clear of the glittery call signs.
Yeah.
I think you find those in some of the more risque locations and some of the shady joints.
No, we have a YouTube comment, WAOJTW.
About glitter?
No, but he says he renewed his ham ticket on a Sunday and got it Monday.
You see, there's just no
So that's a
reason.
But that's a renewal.
Was that like the next Monday or?
He didn't say.
Yeah, so.
But it was a renewed, so they just took your money. That's all they did.
That's all they did. So they just showed in the system that
you paid again.
That he paid and gave him a new expiration date probably.
Now Miko also says that there's a discount for those over 60.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. So I don't know whether that's.
Well, so when my license is up, I think I maybe can qualify for that. Is that like the McDonald's discount where you get the 55-cent coffee, but it's only that big?
Yes. Yes.
Well, that's a cheat. You get cheated out on that. If it's that small, like what's the use?
Well, I mean, it's a 55-cent coffee. I don't even know if it is anymore. At one time it was but it was their small coffee, and I think it was smaller than the small.
Wow.
But
a senior coffee.
The senior coffee, yeah. Yeah.
Well, we talked about Western Sizzler earlier.
Mm-hmm.
We had one in Albany, my hometown, and we would always go there. And the kids under 12 would eat for free.
Oh,
and,
wow. I'll bet they don't do that anymore.
They don't. Yeah. This was back in the 80s.
Yeah.
And my dad would always give our ages, but we were kind of tall for our age.
Right.
So they would never believe him.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, right, he's 10. Or yeah, right, he's 11. He's as tall as you almost. So... good times.
Yeah, well, it's not like you can show your driver's license.
The YouTube said last Sunday next Monday, the next day.
The next day. That's fantastic.
For a renewal. So they're getting better.
So, and maybe it is because it's just a renewal. It
Yep.
can be that fast. But I'm interested in this discount if you're over 60 because I think by the time I'm up for renewal, I'll be over 60. But
David ARLO, Gainesville 43, took his test Saturday and got his license yesterday.
So that's not
That's
too
not
bad.
too bad.
That's within a week, so that's pretty cool. All right, and I've lost my page. So where's my log?
Well, we're doing the first here. Put the YouTube chat on the screen. So thank you all for YouTube for checking in on YouTube.
Yes.
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh, very cool. I didn't know we could do that. That's fantastic.
We just tried it.
All right.
Oh, wait, we knew that. We knew it.
We knew that?
Yeah.
Well,
Rogers knew that.
Rogers knew that. Yeah, that's fantastic.
Because he's just over here telling me what to do. So.
Very good. Very good. All right. Well, let's continue on. Next, we have Dana, November 0, Delta Lima Mike. Dana, you have any experience with making payment on cores?
He must finally be out.
All right. Dana's likely fallen asleep in the easy chair, and we'll continue on. Next, we have Kilo Romeo 4 Delta Alpha Gene in Livonia. Gene, do you have any comments about the core system for making payment? We'll get through these, I think, fairly quickly. Kilo Quebec 4 Mike Juliet Oscar Joe. How about you? Do you have any additional comments?
Yep, thank you again for a chance. Basically, my comment would be thanks to FCC for giving me mine. KQ4 McInnes Joseph O. I had that down from the military, so that's easy enough. They gave me a gift on that one. It's not a vanity.
Well, that's fantastic. That was that just landed. That wasn't one that you requested?
Yes, sir. That's what they assigned to me. Whether they looked at my name or not, that's what I was assigned, so it'd be easy enough to remember for a long time.
Oh, sure enough, yeah. And maybe at some point even I'll remember
I didn't even realize him and Bobby's were that close until now.
Yeah.
But that is cool.
That is cool. Yeah. But the fact that Joe's, is MJO, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. All right, well, thanks, Joe. Appreciate your comment, and I didn't know that, so that's a very interesting fact to know. Next, we have Kilo 4 Hotel Delta Echo Houston. Any additional comments related to cores and paying for your license? Houston, we have a problem.
Houston.
He's gone to bed.
Yep.
All right, we're going to keep right on moving. Thanks, Houston, for your comments earlier. Next, we have Willard, Whiskey 4 Delta Golf Alpha. Willard, do you have any additional comments? All right, just a couple more here, and we'll be... Well, no, we just have... Yeah, we got two more. We've got Jerry, Whiskey 4 Zulu Tango India. Jerry, any additional comments? All right. And Kilo November 4 Hotel Yankee November.
N4 TVZ. I'll get that one of these days.
KR4 HBU.
That's fantastic. All right, and our last one is
I
going
think
to
he
be.
does it on purpose.
Yeah, I am doing it on purpose. Yeah, I think this is fantastic. I am very, very humored.
Are you?
At the
at my expense, right?
Yeah.
Let me clarify something though, Miko. He asked if there was a discount for those over 60.
Oh, he was asking. He
Yeah,
was.
I misunderstood the question.
Okay. Well, I don't know the answer to that. So,
I don't think so. I would doubt it.
I do doubt it. I think that probably.
I don't think the government's going to
Man,
give
he
you
got
any
me all
kind of
excited
discount.
thinking that there's,
I know.
you know, I'll tell you, he got me so excited that I started to look at my own license to see when my expiration is.
So you could just renew.
And yeah, so I now I have to know. So mine expires in November of 27. So I'm not going to be 60 then. So.
Nope.
All right.
Full price for you.
Full price again. I don't qualify for the over 60 until the next time around, and I'll be almost 70. So, all right. Well, now I lost my page again. Here we go. So next on our list we have Mark. We have K4 Pop, Kilo 4 Kilo Oscar Papa.
K4KLP, no comments on the cores system. Great net. Appreciate you guys calling the net. 73s and good night. Back to you, K4KLP.
All right, Mark. With that, we're going to open up for any additional RF check-ins. Of course, anybody that still wants to check in on YouTube can make that happen as well. But we'll stand by for any additional RF check-ins.
This is KR4 JFG. Giving it another shot on RF. I think I had my tones messed up earlier. Y'all got a copy?
Yes, sir. Kilo Romeo 4 Juliet Foxtrot Golf.
That's correct, David and Winder. I think you have Auburn in the log because my address is messed up. Anyway, yeah, I don't have any additional comments other than, I took the test Saturday and paid for the license, I think, on Monday or Tuesday and had the call sign on Wednesday.
Nice. It's one of the fastest ones I've heard.
Yeah, that's a fast turnaround. Fast. Good deal. Glad you're able to get that in there, and thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Any additional check-ins? Last call for check-ins.
Delta.
This is Kilo 4 Juliet Sierra Yankee, Jeremy in Woodstock. No comment.
Are you getting those?
I got that last one, but the one before that I didn't get because it broke up.
Yeah, broke up in the same place twice.
Right. Oops. Jeremy. I didn't get that other.
All right, there were two check-ins there. We did copy Kilo 4 Juliet Sierra Yankee, Jeremy in Ackworth, and there was another check-in, and it broke up in the same.
KR4. I got that both times.
And there was a Hotel November, I think, in there as well.
Oh.
Maybe I'm wrong about that, but we got the first part of that, and then it broke up in the same place both times when you called. So if you can come back one more time with your call sign and give it to us twice, hopefully we can copy it this time.
Just once.
All right, Dylan, we'll try one more time. Kilo Romeo 4 Hotel Foxtrot Delta. That's KR4HFD.
All right, Matthew.
All right, Matthew in Ackworth.
KR4 HFD.
KR4HFD. Okay, we've got
You were loud
that.
and clear that time.
Yeah, that was. It wasn't that he was not clear before. It's just there was
I
something
think
that
something maybe doubled or something.
that hiccuped on him at the same point in both times when he called out. So, but we got you in here now, and so glad to have you along. All right. I think that Winder annotation is incorrect. It should be here.
Yes. David moved to Winder.
There we are. All right. Okay, so let me go through real quick with Matthew, David, and Jeremy. Any questions or comments for tonight's net? Let's go first to Kilo Romeo 4 Hotel Foxtrot Delta. Matthew.
Well, just a word to the wise, don't key up under a sodium hydride street light. That's new transmission. I don't really have any comments. I just wanted to tune in to the net tonight and see, A, was my HT making the trip, which it sounds like it is. And just B, I was listening for you guys on the GMRS side. Didn't hear you, so I tuned in over here.
That's the program. So if we're not on
If it's Thursday at 7 or 7:30 and you don't hear us, go to the other one.
Go to the other one. That's right. So we should be bouncing back and forth. One programming note on February 19, there will be no net on either band.
Okay.
So
we might try a rag chew or something. Maybe.
Yeah. You folks would be welcome to come on either band or both and do a rag chew, and just converse amongst yourselves. But Vanguard will be unavailable on that date. So so thanks for that. And you are coming in very nicely with that HT. Good idea to move away from that sodium light. I think that will, it's all in the ballast. I think for those lights, there's a lot of voltage there, and
right?
Probably a lot of RFI, and
got to drop that voltage down.
And then next we have David in Winder, Kilo Romeo 4, Juliet Fox Golf. Very similar call signs.
Mm-hmm.
Not exact, but I mean they're in the neighborhood. David, any additional comments?
No, sir. Nothing else to add to the conversation. So I'll turn it back over to you guys.
All right, David. Well, thank you for hanging out with us tonight. Appreciate that. And with that, we're going to go next to Kilo 4, Juliet Sierra Yankee, Jeremy, right here in Ackworth, right next door. Jeremy, you have any comments for tonight's net?
No, sir, I do not. But I appreciate you holding the net. Glad to hear people on the radio. And hope everybody has a safe and warm weekend. Stay 7-3s until next time. K4J, so back to you.
All right.
All right, then. Well, Tony, do you have that part of the script open?
I have it.
What's it say?
Oh, this concludes the bi-weekly NGARA Regional Net.
And next week on the North Georgia GMRS Network, we'll talk about GMRS in emergencies, staying connected when it counts.
And we would like to thank you for allowing us to serve as your net controllers this evening. Be sure to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And remember, comments in the chat show interaction with the channel in a way and go a long way in towards helping the channel grow.
Well, good night, everyone. This is KR4HBU Rogers, and we are North Georgia Amateur Radio Association.
Oh, you were supposed to. Pause and let everybody else throw their call in there.
In the script, though, did
yeah, I'm looking at just trying to read the script and.
Well, I guess if you put pause in there, you would have read pause,
yeah,
right?
Pause. I needed a little space for that.
Well, I am Tony, N4TVZ.
And I am Justin, KN4HYN. Now you can say that other part.
Yeah, see, you usually say that all the time, and I always say we're clear. So
he's been trying to throw us all night. You know that, right?
Would it help you if we go back to the way that you're comfortable with?
No, we can move forward. We are North Georgia Amateur Radio
we are
Association.
amateurs here, just so you know.
Well, tonight we definitely are. So, yes, we are clear. Thank you, everyone. Looking forward to doing this again very soon. Next week we'll be on GMRS, and then we'll be right back here the week following.
Yep, 73s.
Good night. Cue the music.
EQ4 MKL, clear the net.